Okay, good evening, everybody. Just wanted to do a quick update on Bitcoin Cash. Earlier, I noticed by some commentators that they were getting excited by what seemed to be a solo inverse type of surge by Bitcoin Cash going as high as maybe 535 or so. And I had my doubts only because if you recall my earlier update, I had drawn a bearish wedge. And what you're seeing quite often, very common, this is when price just surges out of the top line and very quickly fades back into it. That's called a bearish wick. It wicks the resistance line just above it and comes right back. And that kind of a wick is used because it's in a candlestick. If you see this as a body of a candlestick, the thin line looks like a wick of a candle. And if that's correct, then I think we may be still, nothing really has changed. In that I'm still kind of seeing a very ABC-ish. So A, B, and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential waves for a C. So this could be a zigzag, 5, 3, 5. And the reason why I use patterns along with Elliott wave counts is exactly for this reason. They complement each other so well, so often. So I am very concerned at this point that if the price does break through the lower support line of the upward pointing triangle, then this is an ending diagonal, which usually portends one more down. That will be below its starting point. This also has A, B, C, D, E, telltale 5. Which to me is a little bit disturbing to the bullish case. I think perhaps overnight, tomorrow, if this breaks, then we have to go lean towards the bearish side for Bitcoin Cash. Especially given the bearish wick as denoted by the circle here, okay? Just wanted to point that out. Prices have faded quite a bit already. It's now about 508, 509. Can prices still surge out of it and invalidate the bearish wick and just climb, climb, climb? Of course. But I think there's a big difference between possible and probable. And I'm using my Elliott waves, I'm using my patterns to identify what would be probable the best I can. I've shown you what I don't like about this bearish wick, about this pattern, and what could happen if prices decide to become weaker. So I hope that is informative, and I just want to say also, I've had now a few commentators coming in making some outrageous accusations, whether I'm being deceptive about my tags or the use of how I use my tags. The aim of my blog is to help and do no harm. When I do new posts and I click onto the tag section, all of the prior tags that I entered show up as a drop line, as an autofill. And I have been selecting what I had typed before, so I don't have to manually retype it every time I post a new post. And as you know, I post 10, 15, 20 times a day. However, I will take into consideration the possibility that it could be potentially misleading. But as far as I'm concerned, most of my videos, well, for example, this is for Bitcoin Cash, I mention Bitcoin as well. I mention other coins as well, which will follow as a one market trend. So this is for pretty much now the third commentator who's made some outrageous, whether it's an accusation or statements or just something that just is mind-boggling. But for all the rest of you guys, your comments are very much appreciated. I'm very grateful for your inputs, and I will continue doing the best I can.